Hi everyone, it's me, Brittany here. 32 weeks and 1 day, getting on up there. So, no changes in the symptoms, pretty much still the same. The Braxton Hicks, the backaches, the soreness, so no new symptoms, so that's good. I do have quite a bit that I want to go over, so I'll try to go through it fast. My husband and I, we started our childbirth education class, and we really liked the instructor. It's I believe 9 other couples, so I think it's 10 couples total in the class. And the instructor, she's a doula as well as a childbirth educator, and then she does different things at the hospital as well. So she's really nice, and she gave out as far as her contact information if we want to call with questions, if we had questions about if we're really in labor, which she said you're gonna know when you're in labor, but she just seemed really open. I thought that was nice that she gave out her cell phone number. It's supposed to be over 5 weeks, but she feels really confident in what she does, and she says she's gonna get it done in 4 weeks for us. So we're just gonna go 3 additional weeks opposed to 4 additional weeks. And last night we did the infant CPR class, which I thought was really helpful, and it was just 2 hours, and it was a variety of people. It was pregnant women, it was grandparents, so not necessarily all like expectant parents or just people that needed certain requirements for their job and everything. So we went over CPR on an infant and on a child, and then it's pretty similar as far as the technique that's used for the child on an adult. So I found it to be very informative. I liked that it was really hands-on and everything. This past Saturday, I went to my cousin's baby shower. Her shower was the week before ours, and I thought it was really nice. She also had the candy station, and I thought it turned out really beautiful. And it was a diva theme, so I was just gonna say like some ideas from hers as far as those who are still planning their showers, and of course once my shower is done, I'll go over games and stuff like that. So that, like I said, it had a diva theme. She's also having a little girl, so everyone got these little corsages, which I think they're cute. I just thought they were kind of like on the large side, but as far as if you're trying to make something like this, it seemed fairly easy to make. It seemed like it's a little lace piece under here, and then you hot glue a pin on there, and then on top of that is 2 feathers that are hot glued on. And then it's a heel. Well, I'm sorry, it's a ribbon, and then the heel, and then it's some little rhinestones. Now I don't know where you would get your ribbon personalized, because her ribbon's personalized. So the theme was called "She's a Diva," so they actually have that on there, and then the baby's initials, and then the date of the shower. So a nice personal touch. They did have the guys wearing that, so I don't know how they felt about that, but I thought it was very cute and something you can kind of keep as a keepsake. So as far as games, and I kind of wanted to be mindful because we'll have, most likely she'll be there, and then we'll have some similar guests or whatever, so I didn't want to repeat anything. But I thought it was some really cool game ideas, so I just wanted to share as far as if you guys are still planning, or anyone who sees this video in the future and they're planning a shower. So it started out with, I don't know the name of the game, but basically it was baby items in a box, and you were blindfolded, and you had like 10 seconds to try to feel around for what was in it. It was 11 items in there. And so once you were unblindfolded, you had to go and write down what you felt or what you thought you felt. So whoever had the most, they won a prize. I didn't do too hot in that game because I only, was able to name 3 things out of 11. I wasn't even aware it was 11 things in there. So I thought that was fun. Then you kind of see the clothespin thing at every shower, as far as if you say baby or whatever, you lose your pin. But I thought it had a nice twist on it. Everyone was given a baby product name. So like for instance, My name was no longer Brittany. It was Munchkin, which that's one of the brands or whatever. So like Pampers, Huggies, whatever. So you couldn't say other people's names or whatever, and you lost your pen that way. You had to call people by the name, by the baby product name on their name tag. So I thought it was neat. They had a baby scramble worksheet and a the candy diaper game, which with the melted chocolate in the diaper, identifying the chocolate. They did the lady who does the candy station, she did a candy bingo game. So instead of having bingo spelled out at the top, it had the baby's name spelled at the top, and her name starts with an R. So the different clues were related to candy that started with an R. The free space was like the baby's middle name, so you had to know the baby's middle name to have the free space. And basically, how the lady who did the station, her clues were a diva's favorite jewelry. So like the answer was ring pop. So as you see, it starts with an R. So I thought that was fun. What I enjoyed was the baby parts game, and we were able to work on partners with this. So me and one of my cousins, we like got all the answers right, but it was just you were given different clues, such as you use this to store tools in, which the answer was chest. So it was body parts, but she just to make it baby related, it was just called baby parts. So I found that game pretty interesting and fun. And she was doing it verbally, so you had to like, write it down. But I mean, of course, you could make like a worksheet for that. And then, of course, the measuring the belly, and then they did like a Who Knows Mommy Best type game with filling out questions related to the mother. Well, answering questions related to the mother. And they had been doing clues on like Facebook and Twitter. So if you had kind of been following that, you kind of had an idea, of the answers and everything. So that was essentially the games. And then it was some light appetizers and lasagna and salad and stuff like that. So I thought it was very nice. My big news, I switched doctors, and oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I did. So I switched to this practice, and it's female doctors. It's two doctors there, and it's called Contemporary Women's Care. And just, I mean, the feel of their office is just so modern, and just everyone's so nice and so pleasant. How this came about was, as you guys know, I kind of been feeling uneasy about my doctor. So with the hospital that I'm delivering at, they list different doctors that deliver there. So I started the process of looking up these doctors to see who had reviews online, because at some sites, I think like RateMDs and InsiderPages.com, you can look up doctors and see how other people reviewed them. So it was one doctor in particular. She had a lot of positive reviews. And so my doula was on the hunt for me too, to see OBGYNs that were supportive, like with the natural childbirth process, or just, doctors that midwives recommended and stuff. And she also gave me the names of some midwives. So with this one particular doctor, she was actually the first person on her list. So I was like, that's so cool. Like, this is who I was going to write good reviews on. So I called them, and they offered for me to be able to come in for a consultation to meet the doctor. They would still need my records and everything, but I could meet with the doctor before transferring. Whereas this other office I called, they acted like they needed my records first, and it just seemed like I would have to make the transfer without even meeting the doctor. So the young lady, she was very pleasant on the phone, and so I just went to my previous doctor at the time, because I wasn't sure if I was going to transfer or not. So I just had them release the records to me, and I was trying to get everything. Now, some doctor's offices, like, they charge you for your records. So, like, with my previous one, it's like $1 a page for the first 20 pages and then 25 cents after that. And I only had like 11 pages of doctor notes, and I wanted the labs and stuff, so I was telling like the girl, well, cause she was like, well, this is gonna be $11, and I'm like, okay, like it wasn't a huge deal, and then the fact that I would own, copies of my own records or whatever. So I was telling her I wanted to get the labs as well, and she was like, I wouldn't worry about it because it's on the doctor's notes and stuff like that, and so I'm just trusting, what she's saying, not really thinking like if you already have everything printed out, why are you gonna rewrite everything? So anyway, I got the copy, and then she was asking if I was transferring. I said I wasn't sure yet, and she's like, "Well, I mean, you need to let us know if you are." And I'm like, "Of course, I would give you notice if I am leaving the office or whatever." So that same day, I went by the new doctor's office, which isn't too far from the other doctor, and they actually deliver at the same hospital and everything. So the young lady who I spoke with on the phone the day before, like she overheard me talking to someone else, and then she's like, "Oh, are you Brittany? And I'm so and so. We talked on the phone yesterday." So I just thought that was nice that she even remembered. And so I was supposed to have a consult like 2 days after that, and they called me later that day and said they had a cancellation, so I was actually able to go and meet the doctor the next day. So even with then, they still checked my weight, listened to the baby's heartbeat, and I wasn't anticipating that, just, to sit down with the doctor. But once I met her, I could tell she had already went over my records, and I had went by the office at like almost 5 o'clock the previous day. So the fact that either she looked at it that evening or that morning, I was pretty impressed. So she's just really funny and witty, and just above all, just really seems like she cares. And she was asking my concerns with the previous doctor, and she was considering this consult. She's like, okay, so this is like the first date, is it going well? And she was just really funny. So I did go over my concerns. I did express that I wanted a doula, and well, that I was having a doula. So she was saying she's totally supportive of that, and she thinks that doulas are important support people. She said usually as a doctor, they're just in there like for delivery, so it's nice to have someone there your whole labor process. And then I was really telling her, how I went to go natural. They're really supportive of that. They don't, unless there's something wrong with the baby, they don't try to induce you prior to your due date. And they'll actually let you go like 41 weeks before they start discussing things as far as medical inductions. And I asked her about episiotomies, and actually they, you know, let you tear or whatever. She was saying they're evidence-based medicine, so they don't feel that it's really a medical need for episiotomies. And she said most first-time moms do tear, but she's like, it's some that don't tear. So, um, so that wasn't an issue, because that was something that was freaking me out with the other doctor. And as far as positioning, I asked her about that, because as I've gone on some tours, I've been told that some nurses have told me it's some doctors, they're so routine and used to these doctors, they know that the doctor likes this bed a certain way. So they come in and adjusting things for the doctor, for the convenience of the doctor, or what the doctor's accustomed to, and not really considering, what position you want to be in or how you want the bed. So she said that it's really no need for me to be in the bed unless I'm, have an epidural or something. But she was like, she really agrees that by being in different positions, gravity really does help with bringing the baby down. So she's like, if you want to squat, if you want to work with gravity, if you want to defy gravity, it's all about you. So I feel definitely more at ease, and I feel like I have a better doctor on my team now. So I just alternate between the two doctors during my visits. And so I just met with the other doctor today, and she was really nice as well, and addressed a lot of things and questions. And, some things that hadn't been done with the other doctor, like I hadn't had the urine culture thing or whatever. And so it wasn't until they said something that I was sent out for that. And then as far as I hadn't been tested for sickle cell, which, it is a concern with being black, because even if I don't have it, I could still be a carrier for the trait, which I'm not. Just found that out today. But, just little things I felt like my doctor kind of overlooked. And I was mentioning one of the videos with my arm being borderline, and I kind of personally thought that I should start supplementing, but since my doctor said I didn't need to, I didn't do that. So it was at 10.6, and that was something that was impressive with the doctor, because I was bringing up my concern with it being borderline. And she's like, yeah, so I was 10.6. And I'm like, wow, she had already looked at it and she even remembered the number or whatever. So she said that was good in terms of pregnancy, because there's women whose levels get real low. But she said anything under 11, she did want you to supplement. So I am taking iron supplements now just to be on the safe side. So yeah, I really like them. I'm really glad that I switched, and I'm feeling much better about, my upcoming birth experience. So with going in today, I'm at 143. So I don't remember what I was at my last appointment, but I have had an overall gain of 23 pounds now. So which was kind of weird, because they they did my weight the other day, and that was not even a week ago, and it was 140.8. They have a digital scale. Then I was 143 today, and I'm like, I gained like 2.2 pounds in a matter of days. But I have been concerned because I feel like I've been at the same weight, and then I had lost some weight when I was sick. So I'm glad to have, the gain and stuff like that. And my fundal height was at 30. So I usually measure above. And plus, when I went in last week, it was 32. So they said just the baby, she kind of felt a little transverse or whatever. So they said the positioning plays a role in that. So it wasn't anything that they were concerned about. So as far as the protocol for the next few visits, so I'll go back in 2 weeks at 34 weeks. Then I'll go back at 36 weeks. That's when I'll be tested for the group B, and then that's when they also will check me to see if I have dilated any or whatever, or if my cervix is effacing. Then of course, after that, and I go every week until I have her. At 37 weeks, they'll do an ultrasound just to make sure that she's head down and everything. Also, I want to say that one of the doulas that I met with, she has a magazine, and it's called Baby Yourself. And she kind of, like when she does her features, it's like either on her clients or just with local moms. And I know she's kind of kind of affiliated with the new doctor's office I go to. So that's how I really see they're supportive of doulas. So anyway, she called me today, and we met like over a month ago, and I hadn't really followed up with her or anything, but that was cool. She reached out to me today. She said she remembered when I was discussing the baby shower and the nursery and stuff, like she had taken notes. And so she was asking if I'd already had the baby shower. I told her it was this week. So she's kind of doing a feature with her next magazine as far as different things to make a shower unique. So she wanted to be able to see like some of the photography from our shower. And since my husband does photography, videography, graphic design, and stuff like that, so if she wants to use the pictures, she said she'd be willing to exchange for free advertising in the magazine for my husband to advertise. But I thought it'd be really cool, like, if we do get featured in the magazine, and it would be a cute keepsake for Miss Trinity. And I asked her if she still wanted to do the nursery thing. But my nursery isn't done yet. Hopefully it'll be done next weekend. But she said that she's doing one for a little boy, but in May or June she's doing a girl one. But she said she does like to do, nurseries also once the babies are born. So that'll be cool if we can be in 2 issues. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So here's with shirt on. So it looks like I'm at 38 of an inch from last week. And that, I don't know if that's because they said she's laying across like that, so that might be making that protrude a little bit more. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you at 33 weeks.